Today, I'm going to try tackling something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I was in between whether I want to get it done professionally or wanted to do it myself. So before we start doing anything, I want to show you how bad the condition is of the paint. So if you can see right where the sun shines, there are spider web-like scratches. It's not too bad, but definitely something I want to fix before I try anything like a ceramic coat. So the first step is giving the car a good wash. I'm going to be using my pressure washer to rinse it off, then shampooing the car, and then pressure washing that off, shampooing it again, and then using a wash mitt to clean off any dirt that's still stuck on the paint, and then rinsing it off. The next steps are going to be iron decontamination and clay barring the car. Stay tuned. Now I'm done with the washing. The next step is going to be iron decontamination, and I'm using an Adams iron remover. I want to show you some embedded particles in the paint. If you see right there, there's a speckle of black. So there's another one right there. So especially right where the tires are, this one is pretty obvious. I could scratch it off, but you know, when I'm doing the iron remover and the clay barring, so might as well do it the right way. So I researched a little online and I couldn't find much detail whether the iron remover needs to go on a wet or a dry car. There were mixed opinions. People had great results either way. So I'm gonna go with a wet car because everyone said that the iron remover should not dry itself on the car. So I think it would be helpful to do it on a wet car. That way I wouldn't have to worry about it drying on the car as quick. So as you saw, I did the backside. Still not a lot of color changes. It's a relatively newer car, and as I said, there's not much that's coming off. So now that we have done the chemical process of removing iron, the next step is going to be mechanically doing it, and I'm using a Mother's clay bar, and they recommend using their instant detailer with it. That's what I'm going to use. So the process is going to be spray, clay, and then wipe with a clean rag. Quick tip, when you see this getting dirty, fold over it. You see another speck, fold over that, squeeze, make sure it's somewhat flat, and then continue doing it. Another thing is, before using it on the car, make sure to lubricate the clay as well as the area that you're going to clay, and then continue to move on. I want to show you why claying is so important. As you saw, I rinsed the car, shampooed, rinsed it again, shampooed, wiped it with a wash mitt, and then rinsed it again. But still there were some marks, like if you can see right here. And now even after wash, it's still there. Even if I move my finger over it, it's still there. And this is where the clay is going to come in, and let me show you up close how that works. I've already lubricated this area and the clay itself, and I know it's a tough one, but will eventually come out. See, it's gone and it's smooth. There are some more speckles here. I'm going to go ahead and complete this. Well, the car's done. I think it looks immaculate just the way it is, but I am planning on ceramic coating it, so I want to make sure that there are no swirls. I'm going to take the car out in the sunlight, make sure it's dry before I start the compounding. Welcome back to a new day. I stopped working on the car yesterday, somewhere around 6:30. After claying and drying the whole car, I parked it outside in the sunlight and it looked so good. Only after claying, but I want to prolong this look. So I'm going to continue with the next steps of compounding, polishing, and then in the end, ceramic coating. I would probably be doing a temporary ceramic coating, which lasts anywhere from 3 to 4 months, because I do plan on doing PPF on the front end. If I do a longer, harder version of the ceramic coating, it lasts anywhere from 3 up to 7 years, depending on what you get. So I want to go with something more temporary, and I will show you that process as well. So stay tuned. Now, before I get into the actual polishing process, I do want to mention the channel that I watched in order to learn all this stuff. The channel's name is Pan the Organizer. I think he is great at what he does. He's been doing this for 25 years, and he really breaks it down for beginners like myself. And I believe that channel is great for beginners and experts alike. Even if you're a professional detailer, I believe his channel has great value. I'll put a link to his channel down in the description as well. If you don't have heavy swirl marks or oxidation on your paint, I can skip the compounding stage and directly go to the polishing stage. I think that's what I'm gonna do, because the swirl marks are not that heavy and there's absolutely no oxidation, and the paint after claying feels so smooth to the touch. I think it would be overdoing and taking off a layer of clear coat with the compounding stage. That isn't going to be necessary in my case. And now let's back these cars up. I'm just going to park it in the center of the garage and get started. So the next thing I have is a dual action polishing machine, and you could go wireless. This is a wired one, so I got to make sure I manage the wire under the car rather than bringing it over. So if you go wireless, it's better, but they're more expensive. This was from Harbor Freight. I think I paid 40 bucks, and I think it should do the job. So these are the products that I got for the compound and polish stage. So this is the Meguiar's compound. I'm probably not going to be using this because I'm going to be using the polish, and it does say it quickly eliminates fine swirls, and that's only what I have. So I'm going to go ahead and use this with a fine foam polishing pad. I'm going to skip this medium coarse compounding pad. So the first step in polishing is going to be what's called priming your polishing pad. And what that essentially means is that you're filling up its small pores with the polishing material or the compound, and then once it is evenly on there, just use 3 to 4 dabs of the polish itself and then spread it around the car, and then really start using it on the car. And one big thing is don't apply too much pressure. Let the compound and the machine and its spinning do the job. You still have to be careful because it does generate heat, and the only way to reduce the amount of heat is to use a lot of the material that adds as a lubrication. Now that's even coverage. My plan is to go up, down, all the way, and then left to right. I mean, is it 100%? Probably not, but is it 90% better? Absolutely. The area that I didn't do versus the area that I did do, the results are amazing. So I'm done with polishing the car. Now the next steps are an IPA wipe down just to make sure all the product is off the car, and then it's the ceramic coat, and it's really easy to put on while washing the car, and then just take a towel just as you would while drying the car, just wipe it down, and that's how it goes on. It's really simple to do. I'll show you that process. One important thing is I'm going to close the garage door because on the front of the hood there's sunlight now. You don't want to apply this in direct sunlight. So here's the ceramic coat that I'm going to be using. It's Meguiar's hybrid ceramic wax. The way you do that is you rinse the car, and when the car is wet, you liberally apply this and then wipe the product into the surface, and then just dry it off with another clean rag. So the way this is supposed to go on is, you can see the car's wet, so it goes on a wet car, and the first coat is supposed to go liberally on it. So and then you take your drying towel, I'm going to fold it up just so that I'm not using all of it, and then start getting it into the paint. Oh, it's already so smooth to glide this on there. The next step is to take another clean, dry microfiber and then wipe off the excess. I brought the car outside. It's cloudy now, but I do want to show you the final results. I think it blew my expectations. I'm really happy. Is it 100% or professional grade? Probably not, but what the results I was able to achieve at home by myself, getting up close with the car, I think the results are really good. I'm really pleased with all the products that I used. I'll link them in the description. But for now, it's really windy outside, and I forgot my wind muff on the microphone, so I'm not going to speak outside. I'm just going to let the results speak for itself. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it motivated you to tackle this on your own in your own garage. If you like this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for future videos as well. Thank you for watching. Take care.